Horses and bourbon, two things that Louisville's famous for. But next, we'll meet two locals who have the audacity to be passionate about grapes, right here in the heart of bourbon country.
Bourbon drinkers are wine drinkers. I think it's just a matter of time and quality before the Kentucky people take to Kentucky wines.
And while we're waiting for that to happen, Riverbend will be making about a dozen wines using mostly locally grown grapes.
The first known vineyard in America was done in Jasper County, Kentucky. Kentucky was your #1 grape producing state in America till Prohibition.
It takes a tremendous amount of time and a lot of effort. Nitrogen is going on.
Their winemaker, Len Olson, who's been at it for decades, produces wine in a French style.
We dump the grapes from a 1/2 ton box into the hopper. The grapes are then dropped on a conveyor, and what we do is pick out any grapes that aren't perfect. And the destemmer crusher does just what it says. And from there, we have hoses. They pump the juice up into the press, and the juice flows through the slits in the press itself. We crush, ferment, and press reds. We crush, press, and ferment whites. And then we'll take our reds and we'll age them in French, Kentucky, or Minnesota oak for 18 months to 2 years. Then we'll put them back in a tank. We'll blend and bottle. I keep them at low temperatures because I feel the lower the temperature, the better the quality. 4 wines in those tanks, and each one of them is being cold stabilized. Then it's the job of the winemaker to pull out all of the things that we get in that God-given growing season. We're totally a slave to Mother Nature.
For him, it's more than just a job.
It's a beautiful thing when it all comes together.
Here's how the winemaker encourages everyone to get the most from their wines.
What I like to do is swirl the glass around, look at the color and the clarity, and take about a 1/2 tablespoon, and then you draw air across and swirl it around, and it releases all these flavors that have been pent up in the barrel for 18 months.
Riverbend also has a house chef who creates dishes to pair with their variety of wines.
When you marry wine with food, it's just a wonderful experience.
The 2-story building that houses the operation was built in 1880 and features some unique details. From the wooden beams and exposed brick to the wooden floors, the open space is meant to be enjoyed.
Upstairs we've got a beautiful skylight, about 20 by 20 that shines in. Great place to have a party, a wedding or wedding reception.
All of this happens on 10th Street, an area that's not exactly known for its nightlife.
Our motto is life past 90th. Louisville is really developing. They've just more or less hugged this whole area here.
And just as the wines age in these bottles, Riverbend hopes people will give Kentucky's new winemaking industry a chance, especially as it matures and gets better with years of practice.
For an area that has just gotten back into the wines, it's very uplifting to see the beginning what this can be, because in years it's going to be phenomenal.
And it's an exciting situation to have this kind of equipment in this area for a new industry and to be making world-class wines from Kentucky grown grapes.
I tend to listen to the grapes. They always tell you what they want to have done with them, and then you just have to figure out how to get it done.
Almost 25 years ago, Jeff Tatman married into an Italian family with strong winemaking ties.
My wife's father immigrated here from Italy when he was 14. He always brought a ton of grapes through Al Campesano here in town. We'd get the grapes shipped in, and in October we'd be making wine in his basement in St. Matthews.
It was always a dream to expand their winemaking to more than just a basement operation.
He passed away in 2000, and I kind of took over winemaking. We had talked about opening a winery. The wines had gotten to the point where people kind of liked them.
And in December of 2003, Felicha Vineyards opened as Louisville's first commercial winery.
I am winemaker, chief bottle washer. I'm a jack of all trades here.
To get the old world Italian feel, they've done a lot of work to the property, adding beautiful arches, a fountain, and even imported Italian travertine to form the building's piazza.
I will start with the ladies first.
Located in the center of Louisville's Arts District on East Market, Felicha turns out several different varieties of European-style wine each year.
Right now I've got a Viognier and a Sauvignon Blanc, they're white. I've got a Pinot Noir, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and a pretty nice Zinfandel. We do whatever my broker can get me in California. I send him a wish list in August. They come in late September, early October. We crush everything on site. We do somewhere between 500 and 1,000 cases a year.
While Jeff sells to some restaurants and local stores, he'd much rather have customers come into the winery and try a glass for themselves.
And that way, I can find out what they like and what they don't like. When they come in, I've got something new that's downstairs that'll be out in a few months. I can say, you know, if you wait about 6 months, come back and try this. You know, and hopefully they'll fall in love with it. This is where the finished product goes.
Right now, the cellar's full of thousands of bottles of wine at various stages and ages.
Gosh, we've got Cabernet Sauvignon, and over here we have some Sangiovese.
On the other side, both oak barrels and steel drums are full too.
An oak finished wine is going to be oaky and rich. It can have almost a nut, kind of an almond, kind of a buttery texture to it. Stainless steel finish is crisp and it's usually a lot clearer, totally different style.
In addition to making and selling their wine, Felicha also hosts a variety of events, like weddings and small gatherings.
Our specialty has become special events, retirement parties. We do a lot of rehearsal dinners. I guess people want to get married in California and they don't want to afford the trip to California, so we're a nice pseudo substitute.
Even though it's not quite California or Italy, there's a sort of blend of Southern and European atmosphere at Felicha. Every fall, dozens of family members, regular customers, and anyone who's willing help unload and crush the tons of grapes when they come in. And with every squeeze and stir, they bring a new sort of old-world Italian tradition to the heart of downtown Louisville, Kentucky.
There are two other businesses in the Piazza di Felice complex, Melillo's and the Bodega. Melillo's restaurant serves up calamari, rice balls, and a wide variety of hearty pastas. You definitely won't go home hungry. In fact, you'll most likely take some of your meal home in a to-go box. And the Bodega is an Italian-style market, deli, and coffee bar that offers specialties like grilled paninis and salads. I'm Nayaka Mosley, and thanks for watching Downtown 360. Don't be shy. Come and see what downtown has to offer.
Metro TV, a public service of Louisville Metro government.